Hi, I'm Kevin De Bruyne and this is my masterclass. Fine by me. I don't even think that's a cross in my view. That's just a pass.
Once again, it's an exquisite pass.
I think that area is just dangerous. For instance, pass completion is a word that I don't care about and I will never care about.
We're going to have a list of characteristics that people often use to describe you. What would you say are the key requirements to be able to play the game that you play for Manchester City?
I don't know.
Some of these, hopefully?
Yeah, I think you need a little bit of everything. I just try to do what I do and then people give names to it. So I don't really...
What about if a kid was asking you, what should I focus on if I wanted to be the next Kevin De Bruyne?
No fear of making mistakes.
Now he finds De Bruyne again, who can't quite find the bottom corner.
I think a lot of times when people make mistakes, they don't do it anymore. Like when I make a mistake, I try to do it twice more, and if I make it twice more, I'll do it again. You know, it's I think in one kind of way learning where you go wrong, and I think you understand more out of it if you make errors.
De Bruyne breathing down his neck.
De Bruyne could very easily have given this up, but he won't give it up.
And maybe I look at it in a very different way than other people. Like, for instance, pass completion is a word that I don't care about and I will never care about. It's something that is not important to me. I know it's important to a lot of people, but it's not, because that doesn't define any way or form the way that I play football, so I don't really take it into account.
Something that you'll always be associated with is assists, of course. I'm sure you're aware you moved into the top 5 for making assists in the Premier League history. You appear at the top of the list below it, which is for all-time Premier League minutes per assist ratio. Also Playmaker of the Year 3 times out of the 6 that's existed. Are you happy that your legacy and name will always be associated with assists?
Well, not necessarily assists, just creativity, you know, because assist is not only part of that debate, it helps, but I think, you know, when you create a lot of chances, that's, I think, where you see a difference, you know. There's seasons where you can create less but have more assists, so it doesn't always add up. I think I just try to create as much as possible for my team, and I know I've been lucky also to play with a lot of good players, so they score a lot.
But over David Silva finds the net. Through that's put across and finished off by Sergio Aguero.
But there's been moments where you think like I created that much and you know they're not scoring, so you need to be a little bit together at that point, but it's nice to be obviously up there, because it means that I've been consistently creating a lot of good chances for my teammates, and then you know it says it over a long period of time.
De Bruyne into a great area, you know who is there again.
Let's look at a specific type of assist which you're associated with, often called crosses into the corridor of uncertainty. This is one that often comes up when we're talking about your best.
Once more, it's won by Kevin De Bruyne. And once again, it's an exquisite pass.
Do you have a name for this type of cross?
I don't even think that's a cross in my view. That's just a pass. Like, is it a cross? Is it not? It doesn't really matter, you know. Look, and you can see it as a cross, but for me that's just a pass. It's maybe like a through ball on the floor between defenders. So it's something in between, and you know, I think that area is just dangerous. It's a dangerous area. It's very difficult to defend. It's very difficult for a keeper to come out to, because if you miss it, that's 100% goal. So for me, it's just a danger area for the other team.
Defenders even don't like to go near them sometimes when they're running at their own goal, right?
No, because they have a chance. Imagine the defender making a tackle, like you're not in control, and you know the ball can go into their own net. So it's just a danger zone for them to defend.
How quickly things can change. Here's Mings from the counter. KDB is into the box. Kevin De Bruyne goes for the shot. It's on the back post.
think this could go up there in one of your best ever assists? I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it's just one of the most important, isn't it? It's pretty similar than a lot of, you know, I go 1v1 and I put that in that area and then, yeah, hoping somebody goes into the run, and then obviously Gundo comes at the perfect time, so yeah.
But you have a few chances to make a cross there, but you take a touch, then you make the cross. So.
Yeah, but like here in the beginning, I can't cross it. I know nobody's going to be in the cross, so when I'm close to the defender and I see him, I know he's going to open his legs there. So I just put it in that area because I know I have the opportunity then. So you just try to pick the right time and make the right decision, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And yeah, luckily for us, it worked at that time.
And Gundogan gets the glory though.
Well, fine by me.
That's played across. De Bruyne waited in space. It's a first-time ball across.
This is an example of one where you hit it first time from a pass off the overlapping winger.
Yeah.
Is that ideally how you want to take it first time?
Depending on the situation, I think whenever I get the ball back, I don't know from who it was, maybe
This is Bernardo.
Bernardo. Like when he gives the ball back to me, I know the defense is going to push up. So if I put it one time around them, it's very difficult for them to push up and go backwards, back to the goal. But attackers are more likely to, or not even have to go back. So they will be in a good movement there. So the cross doesn't even have to be good because it's not the best cross and it's bouncing all over the place, but I just know that area is dangerous, and then, you know, I'm hoping that somebody will be there, and almost 2 players were there, so it works.
You seem to play a little bit deeper as well today, a lot more ball winning in your game today. Is that something that you enjoy as much as being further forward up the pitch?
Well, it doesn't really matter, you know. I think in my career I played lots of positions.
Silva couldn't keep it, De Bruyne has it. Manchester City have 3-on-2 here.
Kevin have make everything to see the view long, short, and the speed and fight and attack to the channel.
What a strike.
So he can play in 4, 5, 6 position. Today play with Fernandinho like a holding midfielder, defensive, he can do it. So we are lucky to have that player in Manchester City.
The coach asked me to do something different.
De Bruyne bringing it out of the defence.
I just do my job to win for the team. We've got enough players up front to make the difference. So my job today was help the team and get them in good position, and they will do the rest.
Here's your heat map from last season. When you've been asked to talk about your position that you play in the past, you've said it's less about positions and more about the spaces that you inhabit. Yeah. Does this heat map show that? Because you're touching the ball all over the pitch, really.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I play more on the right side as an attacking midfielder, and that's, I would say, that's the basic starting position that I have. Mm-hmm. But then, obviously, whenever the game goes on and flows, you base your positions on how the other team plays, how do we play, where are the spaces to exploit. So that's where I'm looking at. But then, obviously, the starting position is for 95% of the times the same, but then obviously you adapt to it while the game goes on.
Played through. Kevin De Bruyne, first time shot, and a first goal for Manchester City.
Finding De Bruyne, who in turn finds Sterling, or nearly does. Sar's there, De Bruyne again. It's 2 for Manchester City. It's 2 for Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, he's found a brilliant hat-trick. Single-handedly guiding Manchester City towards the Premier League title. Behind Sterling, it's De Bruyne, it's 4.
Kevin De Bruyne's on hand to score his 4th.
Rewriting his own history books.
So here we see your stats for goals and assists for the last 4 seasons, including this one. In 3 out of the 4, your assists are ahead of your goals, and then 1, your goals is ahead of your assists. Do you think that you're just a player who's willing to adapt to whatever the team needs from you, depending on the season?
I think so. I think I've always been better at creating than scoring goals, but I think, you know, obviously if you get like 10, 16 and 9, these are really good numbers for a midfield player. You know, I think this year I had a couple of chances to score a couple of more, but I had more opportunity to lay it off to my teammates, and it depends on a lot. It depends on the way we play, it depends on the way other teams play. If you know, sometimes it's very difficult for midfielders to create a lot of space, so it's hard, but you know, it's adapting, yeah, adapting in a way, but I don't see, for me, these three graphics is not a lot of difference. It's very close to each other. Okay, one's the goals are a little bit more, and one's the assist is more, but it depends also on what is happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, this season looks like it could be the anomaly, though, if those statistics keep going the way they are.
Well, I'll stop assisting and start scoring. I'll tell the strikers I need to score more, so you're not getting any balls from me anymore.
So here's an old teammate of yours.
As a Premier League player, did you see that quality with him straight away when you went to Manchester City?
Yeah, from the first training session I was impressed, because he's so clever. He always stays away from the defensive players, and he always picks the right position on the pitch, and it makes his life easier. His body position is always on the right way, and he always looks around before receiving the ball, and I think he's probably one of the best players I've played with.
He seems to be making that out that a lot of it, what makes you the player that you are is in your mind, positional play. You agree with that? Most of it's up here?
Well, it's a bit of both. I think obviously being a football player, you need to be a very good athlete. I think I've been blessed in a way also, because I think I can run for days with the way that I am, and you know that's a good thing. And I think I'm pretty powerful with these runs and all that stuff. But I think I try to think about the game in a certain way that helps me and helps the team perform as good as it is. And you know, if I can create an advantage of finding spaces or get myself in a better opportunity to make it difficult for them, why wouldn't I do it? So it makes sense to think about it in a way. And you know, the harder you are to pick up, the more difficult it becomes for them. So whatever we need to do to win a game, in my mind.